Hi, it's Evangeline here at eTrailer, and today we'll be taking a look at Yakima EXO system kit. This is going to be your winter gear and cargo kit with the SnowBank ski and snowboard carrier, as well as the GearLocker box, all installed on the EXO top shelf and SwingBase. We'll talk about how they all work together and why it might be something worth considering when you're getting into the EXO system to start with this kit. The Yakima EXO system is a modular system where you can mix and match different accessories. So whether you want 2 cargo boxes or a bike rack on your EXO system, you can do so. With all the different accessories, you have a lot of different opportunities to have the best adventure. So I prefer this pairing versus all the other different accessories that the EXO system can have, although you can mix and match if you want to. But this works really well together because you have your spot for your skis and your snowboards, but also where do you put all the extra cargo beyond that? This is a great spot to put the other gear, whether it's your boots, if you're okay with them getting a little cold, or if you want to put your helmets, your bags. All of this will be enclosed in a box, which is even better because when you have your winter sports, you also have to think about snow, ice, salt, grime from the road. This protects your cargo from that. So some pros and cons for the SnowBank design on the top shelf. I do like how this brings everything down so it's easier to grab versus your roof mounted carriers. This is a lot more accessible and you're not reaching on top of your roof, balancing with your big and heavy snow boots. The downside to this though is for versatility for amount of skis and snowboards as well as crossbar spread. The SnowBank is similar in design to the Yakima Fat Cat Evo, which is a roof-mounted ski and snowboard carrier. Your usable space here is going to be about 25.5 inches of cushion. That's going to be where you can put your skis, your snowboards. Technically, this can carry up to 5 pairs of skis or 4 snowboards, but that really depends on the size of your bindings and the length of your skis for if it can actually fit. We're going to measure for the space between our carriers, and that's usually the crossbar spread when it's on your roof. So here we have 18 inches of clearance. That's something worth considering with the placement of your bindings. Ideally, you'll want your bindings on the inside. If not, you're going to offset your skis, which is fine. But if you have awkwardly placed bindings, you might have some fitment issues. So you can see here that our backup camera is pretty much covered by the system, although it does depend on the scope of your camera. I do recommend relying on your side mirrors and your rear view mirror instead for if there's anything behind you. And while your cargo will be protected inside the cargo box, your skis and snowboards will be exposed to the elements. So this will be similar to if it was on your roof or roof-mounted ski and snowboard carrier. If you want an upgrade to that, you could put your skis and snowboards inside of an enclosed box, and that will fully protect them much more than this will. You do have security features though. So you can put your included lock cores, pop them in here, and you're gonna have 1, 2 for your ski and snowboard, 3, 4 for your top shelf, 5 is going to be your gear locker, and then 6 and 7 is going to be for your SwingBase. And then on the inside, there's the hitch pin lock for your top shelf as well as your anti-rattle bolt for your system. And that's a total of 9 lock cores, which is a lot. Something to remember though is they might not all be keyed alike. Your top shelf is going to have 2 extra lock cores. Your SwingBase is going to have another 2 extra lock cores, so you might just get away with using 2 keys. If you want to use only 1 key though to access the entire system, take a look at the same key system lock core pack. And if you're getting more accessories, try to get as many lock cores ahead of time so it can all match. Now please make sure that you have a vehicle that can support the Yakima EXO system. This is a pretty lightweight configuration because your skis and snowboards aren't that heavy. But if you want to mix and match with other accessories, it can get very heavy very quickly. Now the good news is that no matter what configuration you have, it's not going to exceed 350 pounds. So please check your tongue weight capacity and get 350-pound hitch rating as your baseline for if you can carry this system. So with your gear locker, there's some things that you will have to remember, and that is if it's on the swing base with the top shelf on top, you can't really get in there to grab your larger items. So your option here is to either swing out the whole system and then swing out the top shelf, or have a friend help you take off the entire box, which is helpful when you get to the campsite because then it's all packed up and ready to go. The process to do that is very simple. So we're gonna start with the tabs on the swing base. Push them over to the rotate position, which means you can now loosen your knobs if they're unlocked. So this releases the cleats from the box. And just like that, you and your friend on the other side can grab each end of the box, lift it up off of the swing base, and you're ready to go. What I like to do is from home, I start packing up the box with luggage or clothes or gear, and then just put it onto the vehicle by dropping it into the SwingBase tracks and then tightening back down on the knobs. And just like that, it's that easy to get everything loaded up onto your vehicle and you're ready to hit the road. Now, a quick checklist before you hit the road is make sure that everything is locked, including your ski and snowboards, as well as your box, and also make sure to tighten down the top shelf and the swing base into your hitch. Now that process can be tricky because you can strip that anti-rattle bolt if you don't tighten it down properly. Since this is off balance, you are going to have to kind of lift up on the swing base as you tighten down that anti-rattle bolt. In fact, if it is balanced, you will be able to hand tighten that bolt about 95% and then use a wrench for the last couple turns. With that done properly, everything will be secure and sturdy, but let's take a look at how this all works on our test course. We're gonna go over some bumps, take some quick turns to see how it moves. So I like how everything moved as we went over our test course. When we went up and down on those speed bumps, you could see the up and down motion, but everything moved together. That's very helpful with the SnowBank because our skis and snowboards are solid. Now when we went over the alternating speed bumps, same thing. You do have to remember though to make sure that your gear locker has the cargo fully strapped in, especially once you take those sharp turns. Things can slide around inside, so make sure to use those straps. Now if you need to access your vehicle, this system can swing away. With the box, it can be a little bit of a tight fit, but definitely doable. So start by rotating this knob. This holds the swing base together, very important. Once you loosen it all the way, you can then get to the smaller knob. Pull this out so that you can release it from the swing base. And using the support triangle, you can then push out the entire system 90 degrees until it catches right there in the corner. This gives you a lot more space to open up your hatch, lower your tailgate, open up your trunk, or even swing out your doors if you have a van. So this is great if you needed to grab something real quick from inside your car, but if this is gonna be how you're gonna set up your campsite, that's perfectly fine as long as you use the included jack stand that came with your top shelf. This is gonna go right there into the corner to support the swing base. So this is pretty cool, but what if you need to open up your cargo box? You don't really have that much space underneath here, so your solution is to swing the whole top shelf around. First though, you're gonna have to either lower your hatch, lift your tailgate, close your doors, things like that. Once they're closed, you can then remove these two things. So that's gonna be the pin holding that top shelf in, as well as this bolt. And once you've got the both of them, then you can swing the top shelf around, full 180. And then if you're gonna keep it out like this, that's fine, as long as you put those two things right back in. So I put our ski out a little further to the side just to show that as you do spin it around, you may want to be conscious of the back of your vehicle. Perfectly fine here on our Tahoe, but I know for things like Sprinter vans or trucks with camper shells, it may come close. So that's something to remember. You do have plenty of distance though between the SnowBank and your vehicle to give you some clearance there. Another solution is just to take your skis and snowboards off if they do interfere. Very quick and easy to do with the way this is designed. And when you're done grabbing your stuff, you're ready to hit the road again. Then go ahead and take off the jack stand, lift up on this little knob in the corner, grab that support triangle, and try to get enough momentum to ramp it up into the base. Make sure that that knob is secure for the swing base. Also, while we're here, notice how we have a spot for wiring. If you want to use the add-on lit kit, that's where this can go. So my personal thoughts about this kit is I really like how it all works together to make for a really good winter gear and cargo kit. You have your ski and snowboard carrier, but you also have all the space for all of the other things that you don't usually think about when you plan your ski trip. Now, hopefully this video showed you like maybe the downsides of having this work together, like making sure it works with your vehicle, clearances, making sure your skis work with this carrier. If you want an in-depth look and review at, let's say, the GearLocker cargo carrier or the SnowBank, check out their individual product pages right here at etrailer.com. We have the pictures, the descriptions, the photos, the videos to help explain all that. But right here, right now, this was a look at our winter gear and cargo kit, including the SnowBank ski and snowboard carrier mounted to the EXO top shelf, the GearLocker enclosed cargo carrier mounted to the EXO swing base right here on our Yakima EXO system. My name is Evangeline, and I hope you enjoyed the journey.